We're gonna go into the thrower's wheel, what every single thrower does and what they can do to stop doing it. And we're gonna start right now. So a thrower is gonna get a cue from a coach, okay? So they get this coach's cue, and we're gonna cover what ends up happening in the life cycle of the cue with throwers that are not as effective as they could be, okay? So the whole goal, and I want everybody to paint this picture, is that we will get a coach's cue. I will give you a cue as an athlete to ideally increase angular momentum, or number 2, increase linear momentum, or number 3, increase range of motion, which is usually affected by angular momentum improving. So then we increase the hip to shoulder separation, and ultimately when we have better hip to shoulder separation, we have a higher speed of release. So every single cue must go through that lens. Is it angular? Is it linear? Is it range of motion? Okay, that's it. It's simple. So when we're trying to make an improvement with a thrower, and I have a thrower say something to me, I immediately go, how is this increasing angular momentum, linear momentum, or range of motion? Because ultimately that's what's going to lead to better hip to shoulder separation, which will lead to a higher speed of release, which will lead to a longer throw. Period. It's that simple. Now, we get the coach's cue, which is ideally going to lead to this improvement, okay? Thinking about that lens. And what ends up happening is that the thrower will go, let's just say 5 to 15 throws, okay? So they'll throw for 5 to 15 throws and they will execute the coach's cue, okay? So they're gonna execute coach cue, okay? So what ends up happening then is they're like, okay, I feel pretty good. 5 to 15 throws, I'm executing my coach's cue. I feel positive. This is one session. Okay, now what ends up typically occurring for various reasons, and there could be distractions, it could be anything along those lines, is that they will take another 5 to 10 throws. So they're gonna take another 5 to 10 throws. They're gonna doubt their coach because it's taking too long, okay? So this is how this starts, this process starts. So the coach gives the cue based off the lens. Then we have 5 to 15 throws to execute coach's cue. And they're like, wow, this is great. When I listen to you, I throw farther. It's really fun. Or I feel better. My technique's improving, whatever it might be. Okay, now that's around throw 15 to 20. So there might be some fatigue. There might be some mental, thoughts creeping in, whatever. It's not going as far as it had been. Oh my gosh, this is one session. And what ends up happening is the next 5 to 10 throws, the athlete starts to doubt the coach. And the reason the athlete starts to doubt the coach is because it might be taking too long. It might not feel good. It might feel different than it had before. And therefore, this can't be right. I need this right away. And so now they start to have this substantial doubt because it's taking too long. And so what ends up happening next is that, practice ends, okay? So practice ends, and we'll go over here. And the next thing that occurs, and this is something I love, okay? I genuinely think this is great, is that we will have a scenario where, let's say that you have friends that are throwers or on Instagram, whatever it might be, right? And you text 5 friends, you DM 5 friends, you talk to them, and you come up with another solution. Okay, so this is the next step. It's you text your 5 friends, and you're having these long talks, and I love technical thoughts. I love technical talks. It's really productive. It's great. But now there's a disconnect. So the doubt creates this disconnect. It's taking too long. I'm going to text all of my friends. This guy says this. This chick says that. This person says this. Now you have 5 little birdies in your head saying that you should do X, Y, or Z, and they're not thinking through the same lens, or they're just seeing a snapshot. They're not seeing a bigger picture. And so these 5 friends muddy the waters further. The doubt starts it. This action leads to it even deeper. So what ends up happening is the next day at practice, we have about, let's say, 5 to 15 throws, going ham on your own cue. So you have in your mind what you think should be happening. You have your thought process, and the coach is thinking big picture. The coach is thinking, how can we take this from this point to the end of the year? You're thinking in the actual moment, I'm not throwing far enough. I have missed feelings. I'm sad and upset. This took too long. And so you text your friends, and then the next day you go 5 to 15 throws as hard as you can go. You're going as hard as possible. And so maybe for the first 5 throws, it's going well. But the normal thing that tends to happen is we get to this point. We have 5 to 10 throws, doubting life existence, the ultimate thrower sequence. So we get back to here. So the whole drawn out process is, now I have 5 to 10 throws where I'm going to doubt my own life existence. I'm going to doubt and judge myself and beat myself up. Why are you throwing so poorly? You're a terrible person. And this is what throwers tend to do. And then we go in and we say back to the coach, hey, what do you think I should focus on? And then the coach goes back and says, hey, this is what we should do. I need you to get balanced out of the back on the left. I need you to sweep wide. I need you to get down. And when you ground in the middle, I need you to be upright so that when you're in the middle, the left foot comes down quickly and you have good hip to shoulder separation. So now when you have good hip to shoulder separation, you have a higher speed of release because of that. And now we're back at square one. And so what ends up happening, and this is what I wanted to share, is that we go coach's cue here, 5 to 15 reps. Then we go here because it takes too long. Now we ask all of our friends for their opinions, which is fine. And then we go back to this point here where we're going to go ham, but then you start to miss the throws and not going as far because you're not executing your technique well. Then you go back to doubting life. So what can we do with this? Okay. The big factor here, and we did a podcast with Alex Rose, and we've coached Alex since 2015, and he's a 3-time Olympian. He's training for his 4th Olympics. He's someone who just recently medaled at the World Championships. He threw 170 feet in high school. He was good, but he wasn't a phenom. And the biggest aspect that I can take from this is that the Alex Rose coaching, the Alex Rose wheel here is take the coach's cue, execute for 5 to 15 months, come up with maybe there's some doubt here and there where we have to discuss it from a theoretical perspective. But then after you discuss it from a theoretical perspective, you come back up here. So his wheel is really like 3 spokes that you're looking at, where it's coach's cue, execute for a long period of time, have some doubt, and that's normal. And when you have that doubt, you understand the theory, and then you go back and you apply it, and you might change the cue slightly based off of verbiage, but you're really not going to change things. And now we're 11 years into our career with Alex, and we're still saying essentially the same things. I need you to be balanced on the left. When your chest falls in too much past the left foot, you tend to over-rotate, you'll throw left sector. I need you to be as balanced as possible, get the right down fast. I want the high point to increase that range of motion. I want the left down faster so you have good linear momentum. And then when you have good linear momentum, you'll have better hip to shoulder separation. And now when you catch that discus deep, you tend to have good energy going into the finish to help you go forward to end up PRing and throwing 71 meters and getting 3rd at the World Championships. So there's a process, and it really only needs to be coach's cue here. Then this leads to the discussion between the athlete and the coach, and then we just go back and forth. Okay, so this is something, if you related to this, if this is something that you relate to, comment down below how we can help you, because when you sign up for training with the best online throws group, Throws University, we can help you get off of this wheel. We can help you take this so that you can win the national championships on your last throw, so that you can qualify for your county championships on your last throw, so that you can finally throw 40 feet, you can finally throw 50 feet. Click the first link in the description, head over to throwsuniversity.com, pick up a custom throws program, pick up a book, pick up a technical analysis, start making those gains towards getting off this thrower's wheel and getting on that Alex Rose throws wheel. I hope this helps somebody out there understand what it takes to go through this long-term throws process and so that you can drop some bombs. Peace.